Welcome to my channel. Support our channel by subscribing. Your subscription helps us grow and create more intriguing content like this. Now, let's dive into today's story. The story begins with Lucas, a 40-year-old architect from Milan who has worked his way up to a respected position in a prominent firm. Lucas and his wife, Sofia, have been together for over a decade and live in a beautiful neighborhood in Rome with their 6-year-old son, Marco. From the outside, they seem like the perfect family, enjoying the fruits of Lucas's hard work and dedication. Yet, in recent months, Lucas has noticed a distance growing between him and Sofia. He assumes it's due to the stress of his long work hours and is determined to spend more time with her and their son. Lucas feels that Sofia has been growing increasingly distant, especially in the past year. She's been avoiding his calls, spending more time out of the house, and going on frequent outings with her friends. She used to share details about her day, but now she's often evasive, giving vague answers about where she's been. Lucas, while feeling concerned, brushes it off as a phase and reassures himself that they'll get through it. After all, he believes that love and dedication will mend any temporary rift. This leads into the central conflict. Lucas's growing unease about Sofia's behavior, which he has been ignoring for too long. It creates an emotional hook as viewers feel Lucas's internal struggle and empathize with his efforts to maintain his marriage. Just as he resolves to make changes, fate has a harsh twist in store. With his suspicions slowly growing, he's about to discover that Sofia's distance hides a truth that will shatter the life he's been working so hard to build. This opening sets a dramatic tone, hinting at the betrayal and heartache that's about to unfold. To give context to their marriage, the story delves into Lucas and Sofia's shared history. They met in their early 20s at a university in Florence, where they shared a passion for art and architecture. Sofia's charm and vivacious personality were what initially drew Lucas in, and her warmth seemed to balance his serious, methodical nature. They married soon after graduation and built their lives on the belief that they could overcome any hardship. Lucas became deeply committed to his work, wanting to provide the best for his family and make Sofia proud. Over the years, however, Lucas's career demands only intensified. Working on prestigious projects in architecture required him to travel frequently and meet with high-profile clients. Although this brought financial security, it also meant that he often came home late and missed important family moments. Lucas believes Sofia's growing resentment may be because of his absences and resolves to work on improving their relationship, unaware that there's a darker reason for her behavior. In recent months, Sofia's actions have raised red flags, but Lucas has tried to rationalize each one. He notices she's always on her phone, texting someone and laughing at messages she won't share with him. When he asks her about her days, her responses are brief and avoidant. Sometimes she even returns home with a faint perfume that isn't her usual scent. Despite these signs, Lucas convinces himself that she wouldn't betray him. Setting up the background shows Lucas as a dedicated but naive husband who believes his marriage will survive his demanding career, unaware of Sofia's unfolding betrayal. One evening, while Lucas is preparing a presentation for a client, his friend Giovanni texts him, mentioning that he saw Sofia and their neighbor, Alessandro, entering a nearby hotel together. Giovanni isn't the type to gossip, but he felt it was important to let Lucas know. Lucas, thrown by this information, tries to calm himself, initially dismissing the notion. He tells himself it must be a misunderstanding, maybe a chance encounter or something entirely innocent. But his mind keeps circling back to the strange behaviors Sofia has shown recently. Unable to shake the feeling, Lucas replays the details. Alessandro is a well-known figure in their neighborhood, a single, charismatic man in his late 30s who has always been friendly with both Lucas and Sofia. However, Lucas recalls some moments that suddenly make him uncomfortable. The way Alessandro would linger a little too long in conversation with Sofia, how she would laugh at his jokes with a spark in her eyes, and how Alessandro always seemed to be around when Lucas was away. While Lucas doesn't want to assume the worst, these thoughts fester, leading him to suspect there's something more than friendship between Sofia and Alessandro. Lucas decides he needs to find out for sure, but doesn't want to confront Sofia without solid evidence. So, he devises a plan to see if there's any truth to Giovanni's claim. This building suspicion makes the audience feel the tension along with Lucas as he balances his hope for a misunderstanding with his dread of uncovering something devastating. The suspense grows, and the viewer is drawn deeper into Lucas's emotional turmoil and the need to know the truth. Lucas decides to investigate during his next scheduled client meeting, which coincidentally takes place at the same hotel Giovanni mentioned. The meeting is set for the following week, and Lucas plans carefully, making sure his schedule seems normal so as not to alert Sofia. When the day arrives, Lucas checks in at the hotel early, positioned in the lobby where he has a clear view of the entrance. He tells himself that if he's wrong, he'll use this moment to rebuild his marriage. If he's right, he'll confront Sofia with the truth. As he waits, his heart pounds with a mix of fear and determination. Within an hour, he sees Sofia walk into the hotel, holding Alessandro's arm. Lucas's heart drops. They walk to the reception desk, laughing, clearly comfortable with each other. His worst suspicions are confirmed. Taking out his phone, Lucas snaps a few discreet photos to capture evidence of their affair, his hands shaking with a mixture of shock and heartbreak. This scene captures Lucas's pain and disillusionment as he watches the woman he loves betray him. His world begins to shatter as the reality of his wife's affair unfolds before him. The evidence he gathers is not out of vengeance, but as a way to protect himself from further betrayal. The emotional weight of this discovery is immense, as Lucas realizes the depth of Sofia's deceit. With photos in hand, he leaves the hotel, feeling numb yet determined to confront her with what he's found. That night, Lucas decides to face Sofia with the evidence. He waits for her to return home, struggling to keep his emotions in check. When she arrives, he calmly asks her about her day, giving her one last chance to tell him the truth. But Sofia, unaware of what Lucas has seen, gives him the same vague answers, dismissing his questions as if nothing is wrong. Lucas then takes out his phone and shows her the photos he took at the hotel, stating that he knows everything. Sofia's reaction is not what he expected. Instead of guilt or regret, she becomes defensive and furious, accusing him of spying on her and invading her privacy. Her response shocks Lucas, who expected at least a hint of remorse. She denies the affair at first, then, realizing the evidence is irrefutable, shifts her stance, blaming Lucas for neglecting her and causing her to seek companionship elsewhere. The confrontation escalates, with Sofia twisting the blame onto Lucas, making him question his own role in her betrayal. This confrontation highlights the emotional complexity of the situation, where Lucas is faced not only with betrayal, but with Sofia's refusal to accept responsibility. Her manipulation and deflection show her true character, as she tries to turn the tables on him. The scene ends with Sofia storming out, leaving Lucas to process the overwhelming pain of losing not just his wife, but also the trust he thought he shared with her. Days after the confrontation, Lucas is served with an unexpected legal notice. Sofia has filed harassment charges against him, claiming he's been stalking and harassing her since discovering the affair. She alleges that Lucas has been threatening her, creating a hostile environment at home, and following her movements. Lucas is dumbfounded. He never imagined Sofia would go to such lengths to protect herself and smear his name. The once loving woman he married has now become an antagonist in his life, intent on destroying his reputation. Lucas realizes Sofia's accusations are part of a larger scheme. Filing harassment charges could give her leverage in a potential divorce, possibly winning her sympathy, financial support, and custody of their son, Marco. The gravity of the situation begins to weigh on him as he contemplates the impact on his career and his standing in the community. In his line of work, reputation is everything, and these allegations could ruin his life's work. Seeking advice, Lucas reaches out to a lawyer, Elena, who specializes in cases involving false allegations. Elena explains that although it's a painful situation, they can fight back by gathering as much evidence as possible. Together, they begin to compile records of Lucas's movements, witness testimonies from friends who have observed Sophia's behavior, and, most crucially, the photos Lucas took at the hotel. Despite feeling betrayed and hurt, Lucas realizes he must maintain his composure if he wants to prove his innocence and regain control of his life. This twist emphasizes Sophia's desperation to manipulate the narrative in her favor, turning the audience against her and increasing empathy for Lucas. The story of personal betrayal to one of survival and justice as Lucas faces the false charges and strategizes to defend himself. It's a new layer of conflict that deepens the emotional intensity, showcasing Lucas's resilience and determination to clear his name. Determined to clear his name, Lucas fully commits to his defense. He gathers every piece of evidence he can find, going through old messages, tracking his whereabouts on the days Sophia claims he harassed her, and securing witness testimonies. His friend Giovanni agrees to be a witness, recounting the moment he saw Sophia and Alessandro together at the hotel. Lucas also manages to retrieve text messages between him and Sophia that show her cold, dismissive responses whenever he attempted to discuss their relationship or offer solutions to mend their bond. The legal battle takes its toll on Lucas, both mentally and financially, as the costs mount. However, he refuses to back down, knowing that this is his chance to reclaim his life. As the court date approaches, he feels a mix of anxiety and hope, knowing that his entire reputation and future depend on proving his innocence. In a bid to keep his spirits high, he starts focusing on Marco, making sure his son is shielded from the conflict as much as possible, determined that the boy should not be caught in the crossfire. Meanwhile, Lucas begins noticing cracks in Sophia's story. Her accusations seem increasingly flimsy, lacking concrete evidence and relying on emotional manipulation rather than facts. Friends and family who initially sided with Sophia begin to question her narrative as Lucas's truth becomes clearer. It becomes evident that Sophia's accusations are a calculated attempt to gain sympathy, possibly even intending to paint herself as the victim to justify her affair. This stage showcases Lucas's resolve and intelligence, highlighting his decision to protect himself against slander while maintaining a sense of dignity and composure. Viewers feel his struggle, rooting for him as he fights to protect his reputation and the relationship with his son. The day of the court hearing arrives, and Lucas stands before the judge, his heart racing as he presents his side of the story. His lawyer, Elena, presents the evidence piece by piece, painting a clear picture of Sophia's betrayal, her affair with Alessandro, and her attempts to manipulate the narrative through false accusations. Giovanni's testimony supports Lucas's claims, and the photos Lucas took at the hotel provide irrefutable proof of Sophia's infidelity. Elena expertly argues that Lucas's actions were never invasive or harassing, but rather the natural reaction of a husband betrayed. Sophia, on the other hand, falters under questioning. Her statements are inconsistent, and she becomes visibly nervous as Lucas's evidence exposes the truth. Alessandro is also called to the stand, and under pressure, he reluctantly admits to the affair, solidifying Sophia's dishonesty in front of everyone present. As the truth unfolds, Sophia's initial confidence crumbles. It becomes evident that her story was crafted to defame Lucas, and that her accusations were merely a tool to manipulate the legal system for personal gain. By the end of the hearing, the judge dismisses the harassment charges against Lucas, noting Sophia's deceit and lack of evidence. This moment marks the climax, where justice is served, and Lucas is exonerated in front of his peers, friends, and community members who were once doubtful of his innocence. It's a triumphant moment, bringing closure to the tumultuous journey Lucas has endured. This climactic showdown in court captivates the audience, delivering a powerful message about resilience and the importance of truth in the face of adversity. With the court case resolved, Lucas files for divorce, bringing a legal end to his marriage with Sophia. The judge's verdict also impacts Sophia's settlement rights, reducing her claims to financial support due to her false accusations and misconduct. Lucas regains his reputation, and his colleagues, clients, and community rally around him, acknowledging his strength and integrity throughout the ordeal. Although he has lost a marriage, he emerges with a renewed sense of self-respect and clarity about what he values. In the weeks following, Lucas focuses on rebuilding his life and healing emotionally. He dedicates more time to Marco, ensuring that his son feels loved and supported. The divorce, while painful, allows Lucas to start anew, free from the toxicity and deceit that once clouded his life. Reflecting on the journey, he realizes he's stronger and wiser, determined to surround himself with genuine, honest people and prioritize his relationship with his son above all else. This conclusion offers a sense of redemption, closure, and new beginnings. The audience feels relieved for Lucas, knowing that he has emerged victorious despite the challenges he faced. It's a fitting resolution that reinforces the themes of justice and personal growth, leaving viewers with a positive and hopeful outlook on moving forward after betrayal. To close, the video delivers a heartfelt message about valuing trust and integrity in relationships. Lucas shares a personal reflection, encouraging viewers to listen to their instincts and prioritize honesty. He thanks them for following his journey, expressing gratitude for the support he received throughout his ordeal. Finally, he invites viewers to share their own stories, comment on the video, and subscribe to the channel for more content. This ending not only provides a touching farewell, but also engages the audience, inviting them to connect personally with the story. It reinforces the universal theme of resilience, leaving viewers with a sense of fulfillment and an appreciation for Lucas's strength and determination.